Hey folks, welcome back to eXplore. I'm Battle Mode and I'm looking at Imperiums Greek Wars. Actually, I'm looking at the latest DLC, which is Rome versus Carthage. Thanks very much to Pavel at Kube Games for sending us a key on for this one. This is a game, I thought we'd covered this on the channel. And I think my brain is just making up memories because I've actually looked through the channel and I can't find anything. So I don't know if it was that I recorded stuff for it and it never went up, or you know, I never actually put it up, or it got deleted, or what. I could have sworn that I've played this on stream or something. Anyway, we have never ever covered this game, which is utterly shameful because it is, in my opinion, one of the best historical 4X games ever made. And I don't say that lightly. I think it's on the more complex side of 4X. I've got to be honest with you. It's the previous title was Aggressors Ancient Rome, and and this is like I guess Imperiums is a sequel, but Kube are just putting out more and more content for this game. If you actually look at this, if you go to new game, there's actually 5 different starting scenarios for this game, and you've got a customization option, which is just this is like a standard 4X game, you know, where it procedurally generates a map. You've got a whole bunch of game options. This game has loads and loads of game options. I know it doesn't look like it here. This stuff dramatically changes how the game plays, and yeah, there's loads of stuff that you can do in this. I'm not going to look at the procedurally generated stuff today. I want to focus on the Rome versus Carthage scenario. I think one of the game's strengths is that Imperiums not only has the, you know, kind of standard 4X procedural generation stuff, and it does that very well, by the way, but it also has, you know, a historical set of scenarios, or a set of historical scenarios, and they're very, very good. And when you get into them and you think, oh wow, this is like, you know, a historical war game. No, this is a 4X. This is a proper 4X game. I'm just going to get in and play it so you can see. I'm going to say right away, I'm not particularly good at this game. It is quite hard. There's a lot going on under the surface. The previous game was published by Slytherin, and this one isn't. However, this is very much a kind of Matrix Slytherin style game, in the sense that it's complex. It has interesting mechanics that you don't get in any other 4X game, such as supply. It has complex battle mechanics that are way more than you'd see in something like Civilization or even in Old World. It's really, really, really detailed, and if you try to play it like you're playing Civ, you're going to lose pretty quick, because it's really, really much more detailed than that. Okay, I said I'm going to get straight into it, so I will. Let's go to new game, and I'm going to go to the Rome versus Carthage era. So yeah, there's loads of stuff. Since we've never covered this, there's quite a lot of content in this game that we need to go over at some point. But the base game, you're getting Ancient Greece, and I believe the Battle of Troy was a free DLC, and then you might have also got the Peloponnese. I'm not sure about this one. Somebody in the comments will have to correct me here. I forget at which point this one came. The Age of Alexander is a DLC, and it's a very good one as well. And then we've got Rome versus Carthage, which is, I guess, historically the most up-to-date recent of the DLCs. And I don't mean just in the sense that this is the one that's just been released. I mean, you know, Ancient Greece, and you have Battle of Troy, really. I forget which one this one is. This might even become before Ancient Greece. And then you've got the Age of Alexander, which chronicles the conquest of Alexander the Great, and then all that kind of breaks down into the sort of Diadochi system you had, and then you know, and Rome versus Carthage. This is the very, very start of Rome. Okay, now Aggressors Ancient Rome was a Rome game, so you got Rome and Carthage in that game too, and I guess this covers a similar kind of period, but this is not this is not necessarily a game about the Roman Empire. Okay. I'm going to just click to reveal this map. On a procedurally generated map game, you might not want to do this, but we all roughly know what the Mediterranean area looks like. You know, Europe and North Africa, and the Middle East, etc. So I'm not going to read this. I'll allow you to read it. Okay. There's 24 player factions on this map. It's a big map, and you can fit 3 units per tile. Okay. Now, Really, what I should have done before I before I started recording this was just to check to see what everybody else, you know, the other YouTubers have been playing. I've been recommended by the developer since I'm not, you know, I've not played this for, I've not played this properly for about 6 months or maybe even a year, so it's been a while. The developer actually recommended that I play one of the easier factions, and I think he's quite right here. I'm going to put it on a particularly difficult difficulty setting just so that I can show the game off. Carthage is one of the factions that you can start with. We've also got Ptolemaic Egypt, which are here. You don't have to select them, by the way. You can just click on them. You've got the Seleucid Empire, the Antigonids, or Antigonid Empire, and then with the Hellenic League. These guys are more difficult. So I think I'm probably going to go... I might go with the Ptolemaic. Now, it would be just my luck that someone like Daz is going to play that one as well. I haven't actually looked yet to see what anyone else is doing, and I don't know if even the embargo's dropped on the DLC yet. But yeah, I think I'm going to play Ptolemaic Egypt. Now, this is kind of going to be interesting. Carthage probably has the strongest start and the most options at the start of the game. But I think, you know, I'm just going to play this and just see what happens, right? I think one of the reasons why I never actually did much content or did any content for this game before was because I felt that I didn't really understand it that well, and it is quite complex. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being like the most simplistic 4X game you've ever seen, like, I don't know, something like, I don't know, I can't think of an example now, but let's say you've got something like Remnants of the Precursors might be like 4, and then you've got Shadow Empire, which might be something like 10, and then Dominions might be 9 or 8. I think this is like a 7. It's a complex game. There's lots of stuff. Look, here's loads of the options that you get in the game that you can turn off. New to this patch, we've got mandatory objectives. So you get an objective come up and you have to take it. Now, you can turn this off if you don't like it. I know a lot of people really dislike mandatory stuff in games, you know, time limits, anything that kind of forces them to do things that they don't necessarily really want to do. I don't know how these affect the game. I expect it will just give you some direction. So I'm going to leave it on because I think we should be showing off the DLC content. Feel free to turn any of these off if you're playing it, okay? You know, all of this stuff's optional. You can turn off army morale. You can turn off supply. You can turn off the territories, which means that you don't have to control all of an area in order to get the full resource production. There's loads of stuff in here that you can do. Do not play an Iron Man to start with. This game's really hard, okay? So I'm just going to go and select a faction because I think I've forgotten to select it. So here we go. Go to Ptolemaic Egypt. You actually get an option to rename your faction here. And you can actually go in and change all the AI settings. This game has got a wealth of options. I think when I come back and do a video about the procedurally generated map side of this game, I will go into the options in detail because, man, you can do some cool stuff with this game. Just to give a little bit of clarity to that, as an example, this game has a wonderful resource-based economy, and it has a gold economy as well, but it also has other resources, and you need those resources to build units and to build buildings and to pretty much do anything. And this makes it so that you can't just go out there and just pump out endless units. You have to actually trade for resources, and you have to really have careful resource management.
Alexander the Great humbled the Persian Empire, but his own conquest disintegrated soon after his death, leaving his generals, the Diadochi, fighting over its remnants. Ptolemy has taken control of Egypt as pharaoh and started a new ruling dynasty. He carefully uses his wealth and armies to intervene in the struggles of his rivals, looking for opportunities to expand his domains at their expense. His main focus is on Syria, with its rich ports and great strategic position. Syria and the lands all the way to Babylon are under the control of Seleucus, a true soldier. He never sheathed his sword after Alexander's death, and relentlessly fights his former friends for dominance. Truth be said, though, he cannot trust anyone. The loyalty of the vassal kingdoms in the north is questionable, while Ptolemy in Egypt and Antigonus in Anatolia pose an even bigger threat. Anatolia is the center of Antigonus's power. Toward his dreams of re-establishing the Alexandrian Empire, he and his son lead endless wars in Hellas and Asia. former friends and brothers in arms stand against each other, their personal ambitions prohibiting any hope of lasting peace. Is there still a chance to rebuild Alexander's empire?
Okay, so that sets the scene for the game, and yeah, I'm going to leave this up for a few seconds so that anybody who's interested can just kind of read these. Okay, and we actually can have a look at the player objectives here as well. So there are some key cities that we want to take on the map. If we just click on this button, by the way, this game has got an amazing UI. Okay, it's got a really pretty well-functional UI that doesn't require too many button clicks to get anywhere. It's really good. I think Kube Games have knocked it out of the park with this. So it's not perfect, but it's really good. So these are the cities that we need to be holding on to, and yeah, this is our country. So we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these cities that we need to keep on. We've got Tarsus, Jerusalem, Pelusium, and Berenice. Now this is going to be Carthage, or this area here. So I think we don't really want to be going to war with Carthage. I think defending like this area, like all of North Africa, as well as, you know, fighting off the Seleucids, because I think these guys are going to be, you know, a big problem for us. I think we're going to be trying to trade with these at first, at least, just before we start seeing how the winds are blowing. We need to gain experience for our soldiers, increase refinery production. Okay, we want to secure Cyprus as well, and as well as the city of Side. Is that Side? Sorry, I apologise for mauling these names. So yeah, we've got Side here, and Cyprus too. So we need to take these 2 places. By the way, you don't have to do this, but if you want to win, this is like a good idea. Also, we've got sphere of influence as well, so we need to strengthen our relations with the minor factions in the Eastern Mediterranean, and enter into a military pact with at least 2 of them. Okay, so this is all stuff, and we'll get bonuses, by the way, when we complete the objectives. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at our empire. So this is all of like North Africa. Look here. So this is all of Egypt, and so this is not just like this is a sort of grand strategy game mixed with a 4X, but it is a strict 4X game as well. I mean, let's have a look at what we've got. We've got our main city of Alexandria. We've got Tanis, Naucratis, Pelusium, Memphis, Pareitononion, Catabathmos, Antipyrgus, and Cyrene or Carene, and then Berenice. Okay, so we've got all these cities, and there's a few up this way as well. We've got Jerusalem here, and this is enemy territory, and it's actually covered by fog of war at the moment. If you hit Control 9, you can actually break your empire up into I think they're called territories. Yeah, territories. And if you build let's say you build a farm, or you've got something like a gold mine, you are going to get more production from these resource production buildings if you control all of the territory. So it's worth looking at that. You can just kind of like look to see which territories are which, and then that means that, you know, when you're conquering enemies, you know, areas from your enemies, you want to be able to be taking whole territories, basically, because I think that what's happening is it's kind of representing that there is more to you know, the production of a gold mine than simply just having the mine itself. You need to have people to work it, you know, you need to have the infrastructures to support it, and that's not necessarily something that's going to be directly shown on the map. Yeah, my one complaint with this game when it came out was that I found the graphics a little bit confusing. They've added so many options now to be able to kind of tweak this to your heart's content. Now, I forget whether I've actually done this in this one or not, whether I put everything back to default. No, it looks like I've got the UI scaling up, look, and there's some other stuff you can do. If you go to player, you can go into advanced settings. Man, this game's got loads of settings, right? There's also all sorts of stuff you can do. You can change the density of like all the colors, you know, the color terrain density. You can get rid of trees, you can get rid of clouds, you can get rid of all the labels for stuff if they're getting in your way. There's all sorts of stuff. Like, honestly, man, these guys have put so much effort into making this game, you know, making it look how you need it to look, basically. Okay, we've got some armies too. We've got Polydectes' army. Now, 4,000 soldiers. These guys are just currently occupying this city. It gives you some information on their attack strength and their health, action points, how many attacks they've got, how many defenses they've got. So this is kind of like a number of attack chances and attack defenses they've got, or defense chances they've got. Yeah. So we'll come to war when we come to it. We've got a settler here. Settlers are actually used not just to build new cities, but they're also used to create infrastructure, like in Civilization 4. So, you use them to build roads and things. There are other units as well that can actually create cities. We have these nomad units as well. So we've got some settlers around. Another army up here. Let's see what kind of army. Oh, these are nomads. Okay, so for example, these guys are nomads, and these can actually create new cities. We actually just click on the nomad itself. You'll see, look. Oops. There we are. You can see that we've actually got, these are possible locations for new cities. You've got to be a little bit careful putting up too many new cities at once. Sorry, I'm just getting used to the control system again. You've got to be a bit careful putting up too many cities at once, because everything requires these resources, and we've got a whole bunch of them. So, and we've actually got a strategic map telling you where all this stuff's being used. There won't be anything here on this turn, apart from perhaps happiness, yeah, look, which is telling us where all our cities are. I'll come back to this strategic map in a little while. We've got a strategic overview here, and this allows you to, you can like scroll through this, you can find out where all sorts of things are on the map. So we've got things like, these are cities, and then you can just select which cities have got civil service, which ones have got defences, which one's got a philosophy school, that kind of stuff, okay? Where all the gold mines are, so it shows you where your mines are, and then it shows you where enemy mines are. This is great for when you want to plan your strategic, your strategic, when you're thinking about your conquest and you're planning what you want to do. Okay, this is what you can actually find specific units like hoplites, peltasts, nomads, whatever it is that you're looking for. Okay, so got a great UI this game. All right, so what do we want to be doing in this map? I mean, strategically, how do we want to be looking at it? Let's go into the state window and look at foreign relations. And we're going to have a quick look at the political map. So we've got Nabatea here, who we are at peace with. Now, they look like quite a small country in comparison to ours. We can actually click on them here, and this will bring us into the diplomacy window. I love the artwork in this game, by the way. I think it's really cool. And you can see, look, this is our population compared to theirs. So we're about 40% bigger than them. Our economy is about 20% stronger than them. Our power is 30% bigger. Military power this is, and country size is 30% bigger. Okay. We can these are all treaties that we can like ask for. So city visibility, we want visibility over their tiles, trade routes, defense pacts, brothers in arms, which is kind of like an alliance essentially. We can actually set up a trade, and we can trade for specific resources. Like I said, this game's got a resource-based economy, and you can say to your neighbors like, all right, I need gold, I've got an excess of stone, you need stone, let's set up a trade between those. And these are not just strategic resources as they might be called in something like Civilization. These are resources that are used in the everyday administration of your empire. You even have citizens. You can't actually build new units unless you've got the citizens to do it. And everything takes, like all military units will take citizens, and it will also take things like wood, like if you're building spearmen, and all of the other units as well, particularly gold. So you've got to be really careful, because you can't just pump out units like you can in a standard 4X and just have like a money, and then for them to cost money. They cost all sorts of things. And if you've run out, if you mine all your trees down, well, good luck. You've got no trees left. You're gonna have to trade for them, or you have to go on into conquest. So the resource really drives the resources really help to drive the politics in the game. And by politics, I also mean war. There's not many 4X games that actually have this. I think Distant Worlds is probably one of the only others. Yeah, I mean, not even Shadow Empire really, or yeah, I guess in Shadow Empire 2 actually. But there's not very many games where the resources actually matter in this way. So yeah, this is a dead good, cool, interesting game. All right, I think the first things we want to be doing is just checking our resources again. Let's go into. I'm just trying to remember. We got resource usage. Okay, I don't think we're getting any information on how much resources we're getting each turn because we've not rolled a turn on yet. I think next turn we'll actually start seeing some more information out of these tooltips. Everything in this game is tooltipped by as well. It's also got a really good manual. The manual is incredibly detailed. I do advise you read it before you play as well, honestly. The game is, it's not one of those 4X games where you can just go into it thinking you know how to play it, because I guarantee you don't. It's really, really hard. Okay, so we've got Peltas on this side. I think this must be Carthage. No, yeah, I think this is Carthage here. Let's talk to Carthage. I think we can go to them through the foreign relations. So we've got city visibility. We've also got a trade route access. That's interesting. We've got peaceful passage for non-military units. And supply support. Okay, so we've got some sort of treaties with these guys. Their attitude towards us is polite. That doesn't really mean a whole lot, I've got to be honest with you. I think these guys we want to be able to trade with though. Let's see if we can set up a trade. Okay, they've got no trade route to us, so at the moment we can't do anything like that. Now Carthage will probably come and find us with boats at some point because they are a seafaring nation just as we are. Do we have any boats? How do I find that? So I think it will be in strategic overview. Boats. Yeah, we don't have any boats to start the game. That's kind of interesting. I thought these guys were kind of a naval warfare nation. Anyway, I'm sure we can figure it out. So you can actually, your cities are interesting. You can build improvements in them. There's not loads of building spam. Honestly, you don't have to build a lot, and often you'll find that you're concentrating military production of things in just a few buildings. Anyway, so I think without much further ado, let's try and figure out what we want to do. Just remind myself of what our relationships are like with Nabar, or Nabatea. They're polite. Maybe if we see we can get city visibility, are they going to allow that? Oh no, our envoys may be accepted very soon. Okay, we can't actually do anything here. These are some other options that we've got, like signing peace, declaring war, all this kind of stuff. I don't think we're going to be able to do this until next turn. So first what we want to do is look at our objectives. So we click on here. So we've got 39% of our objectives have met. Must increase their side and build at least basic defense structures to secure our borders. Okay, so let's start with that then. I think we've got Tarsus. Yeah, this is also a part of our empire, look. I forgot about that. So we've actually got some more stuff up here. It looks like we've got a holding. Where's this going to be? It's still kind of in fog of war. I think this is Pontus. I think this is what was kind of called Pontus. And this will be Antigonos, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, Tarsus is definitely somewhere we want to build up some defences. So let's start doing that if we can. Build an improvement. And then we're going to build some defences. Now look, this will tell you the costs of everything here. So we've got it's going to cost us some stone. Yeah, look at the top. You'll see actually at the top here the costs will fly up in a little tooltip. So this is something that we can do, and I think we need to do that as part of our objectives. Let me just check the objectives again and just see what else that we need to do. So it's Bernice, Jerusalem, Pelusium and Tarsus. Increase their size and build at least basic defense structures to secure our borders. Okay, so here we go, Bernice. Let's do the same thing. I don't know if I want to be spending all my resources on this per turn because I'm not actually sure how many we're going to be getting. However, this is definitely an area. This place is definitely somewhere we want to build defences in. And then I'm just going to go back to the it's F6 for the objectives. So yeah, we need to get them in Alexandria too if we don't already have them. We are running low on stone, so what I might do is I might wait this turn and just not spend all my resources because I'm not quite sure how many that I'm getting in at the moment. We will be able to find out soon. So we also need to start thinking about building roads to all our resource management place. So all our resources, sorry. So here we've got a settler, and the settler is going to build a dirt road. So let's try and get... Okay, we've actually got a dirt road from that coal mine here. I think we probably need to... Yeah, we need to get a road here. So just build a road here for this turn. You press space, by the way, to go through units. Now we've got a road. We've already got a road from this resource here, so that's good. We need to get a road up to... We want to connect our whole empire by roads, basically. That's really important. So let's get that done. Let's get this guy... Oh, that's the village. That's the city. Here we go. Get him over this way. Sorry, I'll tell you the problem I've got is I'm using the left mouse button to select... Okay, let's get this guy over this way. And then we're going to get him building a road. So he'll start doing that next turn. This is an army here. We're just going to get these guys to fortify for the time being. We don't need them to do anything. And these guys can just fortify too. Now, if you're not currently using the army, you can actually return them to the reserves, and this will give you some unit. This will give you some population. There's also now this, by the way, returning to the reserves. This might be part of the DLC content. There was some stuff added in one of the other DLCs, and I forget which is which now. Let's just put these guys on 45 for the time being. This settler here. Probably want to be getting some... Let's get some more forests out. Although, yeah, here we also do not have roads. So I think probably getting roads from Tanis. Let's connect these roads up to Alexandria. So we're going to build a route. And we're just going to right-click. There we go. So he's going to build a route all the way that way. So there is some nice automation. Right, we're going to hit the end turn. So this is the end of the first turn. Lots and lots of players in this scenario. Okay, so we can select technology to go for. I've got to be honest with you, I really have no idea what I want to be doing here. Monarchy increase yields of stone, so we can actually change ourselves to a monarchy. This is a this is a government type that we've got. That comes with astrology. We've already got coinage. We've already got shipyard. Riding school would be very, very useful. I think I'm going to go for this. Now we can actually reduce the research time if we want to save money, and you'll see that it actually costs. We've got knowledge here as a resource, and we've got gold. And if you drop the research time, you actually save money and gold, knowledge and money. So it's entirely up to you. Like if you don't mind things taking a little bit longer, like I don't, then generally speaking, you can actually save a little bit of money. We're going to appoint a new emissary. Thanks to our emissaries, we can gain more influence on political affairs at foreign courts. An emissary can be sent to foreign friendly cities to praise or slander other factions here, and thus affect their relationship towards each other, or to lobby for his own country. Okay. So, yeah. Next message. Olympic Games will take place next turn. Okay, so this is something we can spend a bit of golden influence on, and it's basically like a roulette. You know, you spend a bit of money, and if you're lucky, you get more. You get influence and gold. Okay, this guy is going to build a route, I think. So, yeah, let's get this route built here. There we go, look. So we're actually starting to connect our empire up now. This guy is going to... this is a army, actually. Oh, okay. I thought he was a settler. Silly me. Let's get back into the... In fact, what I might do is I might move this guy over to Berenice here. Ah, he's also a nomad, look. Let's go and explore then. We're going to bring him out this way and roll back the fog of war. Now, I just want to make sure we've got the supply overlay on, so because what can happen is if you're not careful, yeah, F9 is supply. So if you're not careful, you can actually end up being out of supply, and that's not good. You'll start starving. By the way, everything in this has like hit points, so including your settlers. You've got numbers of troops. Numbers of troops has a health bar as well, which is kind of confusing, but yeah, what you need to be doing is that the health is a sort of general indicator, but you also, like, it will tell you how healthy that unit is in general compared to how is it at max strength. But the number of soldiers is also important when you're actually considering combat. When we come to combat, we'll figure that out. So let's just roll some of this fog of war back a little bit, and we're going to end the turn there because there's not really a lot more we can do now. Okay, we actually got 4 stone that turn. I think we can probably safely build defenses in Alexandria. Trading is also pretty good. Actually, I might go for this one first. It's going to cost a few more resources. Ooh, look at that. Really, really expensive in stone. I'm going to wait. I'm going to go for the defenses first so that we might actually get a nice bonus in resources for completing our objective anyway. Okay, folks. That's going to be the end of the first episode. I'm going to carry on playing this because I'm enjoying it already. So, yeah, this is Imperiums Greek Wars. I'm sorry it's taken a little while to kind of explain the basics of what's going on in the game, but I think with a game this complex, you really do need to kind of understand what it is that you're getting yourself into, because it isn't an easy game. You'll see this, especially when it comes to we actually go to war with someone, and then when you're having to think about supply and all the different various combat mechanics and the resources that are going into it and all that kind of stuff. Also, before I go, I would like to say that I think the AI in this game is actually really good. I've had a few occasions where the AI has done something that really surprised me and played in a way that a human player would play. I need to play it more to really kind of qualify that statement, but my early indications is that the AI in this game is very competent, and it's really, really great to see in a game this complex. Alright folks, I will catch you in episode 2. So let me know what you think of this game in the comments. Are you interested in seeing more content for this game? I definitely want to know that, because this is something that we can, I'm going to play through this scenario, and then if people like it, then I'm up for playing the procedurally generated stuff as well. And I'll probably do some stuff on my own channel for it as well. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments, guys. I think the developer would probably like some feedback too. So please go wild in the comments and let us know what you think. Anyway, take care, guys, and I'll catch you next time.